Hi, welcome back to EducateTube.com. My name is Sipsky, your host. Today I want to talk about fast food costs nowadays. Recently I just went to McDonald's and I want to order some meals. I couldn't believe how much it costs nowadays. Now normally I don't like to eat out too much, but when I do it's because I'm pressing for time. So I went to McDonald's, I want to order a McDouble meal. The price was just crazily expensive. It was like over $9. That's not even including tax. So today I want to talk about different fast food options that you're thinking of buying or you're thinking where to go. I narrowed down to one or two, and McDonald's is not one of them. So let's talk about it right now. All right, so you're planning to sometime go out to eat and in these fast food restaurants like McDonald's, Burger King, Harvey's, A&W. So all these are options that you might see yourself. Now some of these restaurants, they may not be available in your location. For example, I noticed that Burger King and Harvey's as well as A&W is not always available in specific town or cities. So just be aware of that. Sometimes you have to pay more for certain restaurants like McDonald's, and that's kind of ridiculous. This is what the whole video is about that. So I went to McDonald's and I decided to order a meal. I go through, usually I go through their system, their large tablet system, and you punch in, aiming to pay less than $4, right? So I'm pressing, and then I end up adding it all up. I want a fries, I want a drink, and I want just simple burger. It ended up to be like almost $7-8. So I said, okay, well, why don't I just go for the extra value meal? So I did that, and I picked the quarter pounder with cheese, and then you have that fries and you have that drinks, and up to be over $9 plus tax. So you're looking about over $10 worth of meal. I'm thinking that kind of money I could be using to go to a Vietnamese restaurant or a Chinese restaurant. I can get even better option, more healthier as well. So I'm thinking like, what's happening with this fast food? It's not that they add more beef to their burgers, a better service. It's not none like that, and the prices keep going up. Like $10 for a fast food non-healthy diet is not acceptable. So I explore other fast food restaurants like Burger King's and Harvey's and A&W. Now I can tell you A&W breakfast meal are relatively affordable. So if you go there, and you can check that yourself. I remember going to a breakfast meal for A&W. I was able to get a decent breakfast for less than I think $5. So that's reasonable. And then Burger King actually has the best deal for lunch and maybe even dinner, right? I don't call it dinner because these type of fast food is not really dinner. But let's say if you're pressing for time and you want to have a quick meal in the evening, you gotta eat something, right? Last resort kind of thing. Then I think Burger King is a better choice. I remember getting a 2 King Jr. burger meal deal that comes with 2 King Jr. burgers, a fries and a drink, and it was like $7.99, which is, I think it's reasonable because you're getting 2 burgers, a drink, and a fries. And you don't have to take a fries. You can take onion ring and all that. So there's all these options, which is great. Where I find at McDonald's, if I were to do the same thing with that type of meal with 2 burgers, it's going to cost me over $10. So I mean, the difference is only about $2, but still, that's a lot of money. If you are one of those people who like to eat out a lot and don't have time to cook, that $2 can add up. And overall, I find that Burger King's also their McNuggets, like McDonald's called the McNugget. I can't remember what Burger King called it, but those nuggets. I don't know what's in there. Hopefully, it's some chicken in there. But Burger King has a better deal for sure. You can get, I think, 6 different nuggets, and it costs you less than $2.99. When you look at McDonald's, over $4 and something, $4.89. I don't know, maybe there's some ingredients difference. I have no idea, but that's like $2 difference for the same amount of McNuggets, right? Burger King versus McDonald's. So I'm like, okay, so where would I want to go if I had to always have to pay more? Well, I default back to Burger King. That's why in my wallet, let me show you, just to remind myself, I always carry this, where is it now? Let me try to look for it. Yeah. Here we go. Here's the Burger King. I always carry this in my wallet to remind me that Burger King is cheaper than McDonald's. So if I can find a Burger King around my area, I always go for Burger King first, knowing the fact that it is cheaper and it can save me a couple bucks every time I eat. Like I said, I normally don't eat fast food, and if I do, it would be quick grab of food, and that's maybe once a week or maybe even once a month. So again, I don't do this too much, but just the very fact that it's so expensive nowadays to eat out in fast food restaurant, it's not even worth it anymore. I usually cook myself at home, but if I do go eat out, I might as well spend a little bit more money to go to Vietnamese restaurant, Chinese restaurant, or even better if you go to a restaurant that has pasta, a bit of chicken there, maybe a bit more money, maybe like $13, $14, but you get to sit down, enjoy a real meal, and you feel like you're eating something a little bit more healthier. So that's my take on fast food. I would avoid it nowadays unless it's reasonable priced, and neither I go for Burger King and A&W for breakfast, Burger King for lunch, Vietnamese, Chinese, and other Asian restaurants. You know, the price is quite reasonable, almost comparable to McDonald's food anyway. And then if not, I go for more fancier restaurants where I get a good chicken and pasta. It costs me a little bit more, maybe like 15 bucks, maximum 20 bucks, right? So that's what I'm doing nowadays in terms of food if I do go out and eat. And so I try to be very frugal and be very mindful of which restaurant I eat nowadays. And I can tell you now, McDonald's is not the restaurant to go. The only benefit to go to McDonald's is that it's everywhere, right? It's a place where you can sit down, enjoy a bit of coffee. I guess that's the only thing I go for McDonald's is their coffee, because I have this little, they give you the sticker here, you fill it all up, and when you reach the seventh one, you get a free coffee. That's probably the only thing why I go to McDonald's, is that extra free coffee after the seventh one, and I get to stay in their space for a couple hours. So I think of it of going to McDonald's to meet somebody for, if I'm doing buy and sell stuff and Kijiji. That's the only reason I go to McDonald's nowadays, for the coffee, accumulate the points, and then get a free coffee after the seventh one. Okay, so yeah, McDonald's not a very cheap restaurant anymore. I would say I avoid it if I can. Only if I need to meet somebody, do some transaction. Other than that, there's no point of going to McDonald's for their price. You're talking about good diet. None of these fast restaurants is good food anyway. Anyway, so that's my beef with these fast food restaurants. So you can make a comment below and tell me what you think about all these fast food restaurants and about the pricing that's happening lately. I don't think I would blame because of the economy problem. I think they've been doing this for the last year or so. Their prices just keep going up, and there's no justifiable reason why it's so expensive nowadays. There's so many options now to go to restaurants. It's better now to go to a more decent restaurant with better nutrient filled food than these fast food restaurants. And if you have to, you want to go for the cheaper one, like Burger King and maybe A&W. Harvey's, one thing I like about Harvey's I forgot to mention is that they do give you a choice of what to put on your burger. Now, I forgot to mention other like Subway and other type of sandwiches, right? Those are good option as well. Just have a look at different option you have and calculate the prices and stick with that, because you will end up saving a couple $100s a year if you are one of those who like to eat in a fast food restaurant. All right? Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye.